to create a smooth whip transition on Premiere Pro. So on the timeline, we have two night scenes, which could benefit from a whip flash transition to go from the first scene to the second scene. First up, grab an adjustment layer by selecting this icon here and then choosing adjustment layer. Click OK, drag it to the track above the clips and position it over the cut. Set it to 8 frames in length, which I find a decent length for whip pan transitions. To do this, zoom in to see the frames and use the arrow keys to move 4 frames on each side of the cut. Then search in Effects for Offset and drag that onto your adjustment layer. Click on this effects icon on the adjustment layer, which will take you to the effect controls. Move the playhead to the beginning of the adjustment layer and hit the stopwatch on Shift Center 2, which will add the first keyframe. Now move the playhead to the end of the adjustment layer, and if you find it doesn't go right to the end of the adjustment layer, just go down onto the timeline and extend the adjustment layer by a frame. That will enable you to get to the 8th frame in the effect controls. Now with the playhead at the end of the adjustment layer, go back to Shift Center 2 and adjust the left setting to move the footage whichever way you want it to whip. In this case, I want the motion to appear like the camera whips to the right, and we do this by moving the footage to the left, all the way so the scene goes so far left it's fully back in place and central again. If your sequence is 920 by 1080 resolution, you'll end up on -960. That's added our second keyframe. Cool. To make the movement more natural, expand Shift Center 2 using this arrow. Then right click the first keyframe, go to Temporal Interpolation and select Ease Out to ease the movement out from the keyframe. Now select the second keyframe and do the same but choose Ease In. Now grab the handle and move both about 3/4 of the way towards the center to get a smooth curve. The movement now speeds up towards the center and slows down towards the end. Let's add some motion blur by searching in Effects for directional blur. Add that to your adjustment layer. Click on FX here again to go to the effect controls. Move the playhead to the cut point. Hit the stopwatch on blur length and adjust the blur length to say 50. Now change the direction setting to 90 degrees to match the direction of the whip. And we're going to ease the blur in so that it's at its peak at the center of the adjustment layer. Move the playhead to the beginning of the clip and hit the reset button on blur length. Now move to the end of the clip and hit reset again. Now for the final touch, the flash or exposure element. Go to Effects, search for Levels, drag that onto your adjustment layer. In Effect Controls, under Levels, hit the stopwatch on the second one down, Y input level. With the playhead in the center, set that to 80. Move the playhead to the beginning and click the reset button. Same for the end keyframe, reset button again. Just brightens it up for that flash element. Let's have a look. And I like to add a slight glow by searching for VR Glow in Effects. Drag that to your adjustment layer, and with the playhead in the center, hit the stopwatch on Glow Brightness and have that set to around 8. With the playhead at the beginning of the adjustment layer, hit the reset button, then move the playhead to the end of the adjustment layer, hit the reset button again, right click the first keyframe, go down to Ease Out, right click the last keyframe, go down to Ease In, the middle keyframe, set that to Bezier, done. Here's how it looks. Cool, and it's worth noting that the levels and the glow part of this transition may not suit every clip. For instance, this snowy scene is already very bright, so if you add levels and glow to this effect on this kind of footage, it will be too much. So I'd leave the brightness of this effect for bright footage, but if you want to skip the creating the effect stages and have these effects as well as many more done for you so you can get creative quickly, check out the Solid Coast Essentials Effects Pack. The link's in the description down below. It's a whole bunch of effects, just drag and drop to easily add that smooth and professional touch to your vids. Transitions, caption effects, reveals, fluid motion effects. Saves me hours. I reckon it would save you hours too. Go grab it. See ya.